Hi everyone, Jamie here. Thank you so much for watching today. So I've got this fun 3D project for you. I've got this mechanism on the top. So you've got Dracula that spins around. You've got spooky season. And you've got the lid that lifts off and there's some treats inside. So I've got some pattern papers, stamped my own pattern paper, used the paper pad for the sentiment and the Dracula, and I've sort of used the 3D display card and stand die set in a different way. You can obviously achieve this without dies, but I just wanted to show you another way of stretching your dies and using it in an alternative way. I have to put my teeth in for that one. So I hope you enjoy the tutorial. If you're not a subscriber, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel. And if you like this video, maybe you'd like to hit the like button. But let's get into the tutorial. I'm using the new Made to Surprise Spooky Season foiled paper pack. So this got some really lovely pattern papers. You've got some like toppers, washi strips, elements you can fussy cut, sentiments. It's really good if you just sort of like your paper pads. So you've got everything you need sort of to make cards within here. So I'll just quickly flip through. As you can see, it's sort of well used. You've got pattern papers, decorative elements, these sort of pieces that you can fussy cut, and washi strips, as I said. You'll see sort of that in more detail now as I work on this project. So I'm going to use that in combination with the 3D display card and stand die set, the turn and reveal mechanism, and some circular dies. So my idea for this, it could be a disaster now, we'll see, is to use the 3D display card and stand to make a circular gift box. So we've got sort of this die here with all this teeth. I'm going to cut off one edge to create the the base of the gift box, and then we've got these circular pieces that can be used for the lid. So, and then we're going to have the turn and reveal mechanism on the top with the Dracula spinning round in a circle. That's my idea. So let's start with the 3D display card and stand die set. So this die here with the teeth, I've cut that 3 times. I'm also going to be using the largest circle and the circle, the next one down inside. So sort of the plain edge and then the stitched edge. I'm just going to set that to one side. We're going to work on these 3 pieces. So on one of them, I've added red tape and then reinforced those score lines on both sides. On the other 2, I've just added red tape and reinforced the score line on that same side. It'll become clearer now. So the ones that we've just reinforced the score line on the left hand side and added red tape, we're going to remove all of these teeth so that we've got a nice square edge, and this will then start to form sort of the outer of the circle. So I want to make sure I line that up in my trimmer, and I want them to both be the same size. So I'm going to line the teeth section up to the 2 1/4 side. Make sure that that's straight, and just remove the teeth from that side. Do the same on the other piece, taking those teeth away. So now we've got 2 pieces that look like this, and then I'm just going to trim a little bit off just to make that tab a little neater. Now, some of you may be thinking, well, why are you cutting pieces away? It's because I'm trying to extend the die and use it for a different purpose. You could also do this by hand. I just thought I'd show you a different way of using it, so you've got alternative uses for your die. So just think of different ways to stretch them and to use them. So with the piece that we've reinforced the score lines on both sides and added red liner tape, I've placed my ruler in the center of the panel. It's a bit of a funny measurement, so I just lined my ruler up with the center panel and marked at 1 inch, and I'm going to place that down in my trimmer and cut that so it's in the center, so both sides should be the same. So this smaller section is going to be the lid and the larger section is going to be the base. And again, I'm just going to tidy up this tab. We've cut it sections away like so. So I'm going to set the two smaller ones to one side and we're going to work on the base first of all. So you've got the two larger panels. And I've got two circles with the stitched edge. So this is slightly smaller, so I want this to be my base and the circle for my lid to be bigger so that it'll slot over the top. So I'm going to take one of my panels, fold along the score line where the red liner tape is, and then just burnish that. So I've used red liner tape. Ooh, gone a slightly heavy there. So I like to use red liner tape and wet glue when making my projects. I find that they last longer with both types of glue. And then just fold that over, and then just add a curve within your panel just to help wrap this around our circle. First of all, I'm going to attach these together. So I've got quick grab glue for this tab. Just line those edges and score lines up together. And I'm going to remove the red liner tape from the one panel. If I can grab it, there we are. And add liquid glue just along there as well. I'm just going to start off with the one edge and just place it anywhere within that circle. Let's get that pressed in place. And then you just want to start sort of wrapping this around, following that curve of the circle. Like so. Just take the rest of that backing off. And add in some more liquid glue. So just continue to follow that shape around. I tell you what I didn't do. Oh, I forgot. It's been a while since I've made one. There is an indication on the die. If I bring that in, just there's an arrow. You should trim one of your pieces to that size, which I forgot about. So if you've done like me, I'm gonna sort of work it towards the edge, and I'm going to cut a piece away like so. Told you it might be a disaster. Just take a little bit more off. And then I've sort of created my own little tab there, I guess. And then add glue just along there. Pop that in place. And then go around just pressing that glue in place. And then I'm going to add collard glue then, additional piece to go on the inside to cover up those teeth. Give it a cleaner finish. Be a nice snug fit. Now we've got the base of the gift box. I might add further decoration to this. I'm going to see how it goes now. So that's the base now completed. Pop that to one side, and we're going to work on these two pieces. So I'm going to remember to trim this one. So just there, I think it's just there, there's an arrow. So I'm just going to take that bit away. Make sure we've got the right amount on this one. And then I've got the two of the larger circles. So if you compare that then to this, I've got a slight overhang. Sorry, black on black, it's not. There we are. I've got pattern paper in the stitch. So you've got that little sort of 1/8 of an inch all the way around, so that you've got room then to for the lid to sit comfortably on the top. So I'm going to construct the lid in the same way. Fold and burnish along the score line where we've added the red tape. Whoop, I'm throwing stuff everywhere today. And then add a curve within the panel. So do that for both pieces. I'm going to attach these two pieces together. So I've added red liner tape on the wrong side of the teeth, so I'm just going to flip this over and add it. It won't matter because both sides will be attached. So I think when I did the panel, I should have done one on one side and red liner tape on the other side. So apologies for that. As I said, I'm learning as I go, and I haven't made this before, so I thought I'd try and prep a few things beforehand. Obviously it hasn't panned out. But there are ways around it, and you know, I'm quite sort of real with you guys. I show you my mistakes, I show you how I correct them, and hopefully you can learn from them too. So added both panels together, remove the back in from one end as I did with the base, doesn't want to come away. Add my quick grab glue. As I said, this is optional, but I find, you know, if you want longevity on your projects, you want to sort of follow this step. So again, start off anyway with that circle, and then just start going all the way around, tacking that in place. And then you come to the end and add glue to that tab. So you can add some claw glue just in the middle there, help strengthen that piece. And add that additional circle, that will help hide those teeth. So you've now got a base, now the lid. Got the pattern paper that I've cut in the smaller stitch circle. I'm going to attach that on the top. Got a little bit of a overhang there, so just trim that away. Again, I'm going to use claw glue to make this nice and strong. I think I will add decoration to the side pieces just to help strengthen those and add, you know, more detail. I'll cut those and then give you the dimensions. So I'm now using the turn and reveal mechanism. So I've just used the arm, the brad and the arrow. So I've cut the arm in acetate, hopefully you can see that okay. The arrow in black, the brad in black. I'll just pop this to one side, have a little tidy up on my desk, a bit messy here. We've got the sentiment then, so I've used the circle dies, kind of in black, silver, and then I've used It's Spooky Season from the paper pad. So they're going to layer up like so and go in the center, and then the arm is going to work. I'll be able to sort of turn all the way around with then the Dracula on it. So I'm going to take my acetate arm and I'm going to take the brad and you want to slot the brad through the circle in this mechanism piece. I like to take my tweezers just to bend that back, give that more flexibility so it's not completely tight around that circle, and then you've got this really nice movement for this arm. Just then be able to move freely. So I'm going to add a piece of foam on both sides. I'm just going to trim it down so it fits within this section. So this is the larger side. This is going to go flat on the lid. And then again, you could use foam or you can use wet glue. So I think I'll use wet glue on this bit. You just want to add it within these two sections here. small amount. You don't want it to ooze out because it might prevent the arm from moving. I'm just going to turn this over and place it in the center of that circle. Give it a moment to grab before you sort of test it. While that's, I'm going to add my arrow to the acetate arm. And this should move. Hopefully you're seeing that arm moving around. And then I'm going to take the back in of this acetate piece. Put a little bit of wet glue just to help me position this. And I'm going to add that within center. Press that down. Just going to press it from the other side. And then we've got this that goes completely around. I'm going to trim off the excess. A bit more red liner tape. Just on the edge there. Whoa, nearly. Can you imagine? That ripped up my pattern paper. Disaster. I did call it. And I'm actually going to lift it up a little bit more, I think, just so you can see it move all the way around. Let me just pop you on camera so you can see that. How cool is that? Well, I think it's cool anyway. I'm a big child at heart, I guess. So I'm just going to prep some pattern paper to go around the outside to finish off the decoration. So I've chopped up 3 of the washi strips and attached them together, and then I'm going to add this to the lid as decoration. So I'm not going to need the complete length of this, but I just wanted to make sure I had enough. So I'm just going to place that in the center. Sorry, slightly off camera there. And just run this all the way around until the sides match up. So I've just cut 2 strips of orange cardstock, 1.5 by 9.5, so slightly smaller than the die that's included within the 3D display card and stand. And I'm going to bring in the Haunting Times stamp and die set, and I'm just going to stamp the bat as decoration. There's the base now decorated. I think that looks really cool. And then you've got the lid then with the washi. So that's the final project. I think it's turned out really cool. It's a really good size as well. As you can see, that's just 1 bag of chocolate coins. So this might be where you might want to keep your, your treats. If you've got anyone knocking your door and you want to hand out some treats, or it's a fun gift box, not just for Halloween. Change up your papers and your sentiment, and you've got, you know, an alternative gift box. I think it's such a fun style. You could add a handle to this, bring this in so it fits within that circle so it doesn't affect it from turning, and then you could sort of have a handle on a brad that would move with it. Yeah, I think it's really fun. And as I said, I haven't made it before, just had this idea in my head, thought that it would come together, and I think this turned out really well. So let me know what you think in the comments below. I hope you've enjoyed taking a look at the tutorial today. If you have, please hit the like button, leave a comment, or consider subscribing to the channel. If you do subscribe, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future tutorials. Any products used in today's video will be listed in the description box below. Once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.